Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure, and today we are departing from Llandudno, Platform 3, where we will be eventually heading to Crewe, which is the destination that we should all head to, given half the chance. Anyway, we're driving a Class 158 Arriva trains, for those of you who are train fans of the branded nature. I've got some people on board. The weather's rotten. Let's hit the road. Right, now, I've managed to get people on board, but first order of business is to find me wipers. Because anything else, we better put the right-handed demister on there, which that's broken. Yeah, speed up the compressed. No, that's crew lights. Cab lights on. Thank you. Instrument lights on. We'll have those as well. Bright fault. Doesn't do anything. Okay, right. Now then, wipers. What are you? Forward, reverse, off, new. Interesting. Wipers. Look, I'm not going to drive this if I can't see clearly. I might drive into anything. Day, head, marker light. Headlamp warm. No, this would appear to be the appropriate one. Undoubtedly, I've got that wrong already. Oh, hold on. Here it is. I want... No. Park. No. Fast would be ideal. Or slow. I'll take either. Just, you know, some momentum. That's quite hectic. I think slow might have been the way. Should we just get underway? That might be an idea, mightn't it? Okay, right. Let's grab... Where's my reverser? Is it this? No, that's the horn. Sweet. Right. Okay. Well, I'll because if I can't find it in about 10 seconds, I will just use the keyboard. But it would be nice to know where the train control is, since I have not driven this one before. What are you? That's the throttle. Okay. That's the train brake. Right, that's the brake released. What? But this surely can go in both directions. Yeah, see, I'm still in neutral. Oh, we'll use the keyboard off. Alright, tight. Yep, ease down. I'm sure I'll find it along the way. There can't be that many more options. Maybe I should phone the fat controller and see if he can give me some pointers. Right, it's not that. That's my brake. This is my throttle. Speaking of which, let's give it a bit more. Hold on, the speed limit's 15. Ease down. Ease down. We're missing the view as we come out of Llandudno. Admittedly, I've chosen a completely rotten day in order. Oh, crumbs! No. Whoa! Whatever I just did, don't do that. Put some of that on. We're burning points like nobody's business. Arguably like a fat guy goes through hot dogs. Right, now then, we should... No. I want to go back... I want to get back into first, please. You're not going to let me do that, are you? No, you're not. No, that's just the throttle. I swear, I am significantly more competent than this once I know what any of this stuff does. Right, now that's released. Is it going to let me go while we're rolling? Maybe if I throttle off... This is the reverser. Right. I want to sort it out, reverser. You're not going to let me, are you? You're going to have to. I'm going to have to stop before you will let me do anything. Well, I'm holding this character up, and that's going to make me very popular in the driver's lounge later on today. And we're getting later and later. Right, I'm going to stop the train. Stop the train. There you go. Full service. Bringing ourselves to a controlled slowing down to stop. Good. Now then, put it in first. Put a train in first. There's a reverser. Look, see, I see. Evidently, I've got some expertise. I knew what it was called. Maybe it doesn't want full service. Maybe it wants partial service. Maybe it wants a bit of throttle. Just, you know. Juice it some. No. I'll take anything at this point. I'll take forward, reverse, you name it. I'll, any of those. Come on. Now, there's going to be some... Let's hit the reset button. Let's... nope. For those of you who are, of course, familiar with all of this, I'm sure this is in no way painful to watch. We'll just put the emergency brake on. What the hey? It doesn't seem to be making the slightest bit of difference. No, don't. To 0. There you go. Now, yes, forwards. Good. Brakes. Off. This. Up some. That's it. Brakes all the way off. Off we push. And there we go. Right, okay, we're rolling. Okay, well that was a slightly more, slightly less competent opening to this particular journey. The windscreen wipers are still faster than I'd like, and that's obviously quite important. I don't want them parked, I want them slow. You have a choice of going through your wiper blade incredibly fast, or barely any wiping at all. Well, I guess we'll go with wiping pretty fast then. But here we go. So, here we go. We're on our way. Our next, we're off to Llandudno as our first stop, and I'd like to apologise in advance for the various butchering of the fine Welsh language that I will be doing along this route. You possibly guessed that already. Let's get a window open. No, that's broken as well. Okay, well, never mind. We've got a couple of minutes before we pull into the next station. So I better get this out of the way. Good morning, passengers. This is your pilot speaking. Today we are heading to Crewe. You lucky people. We will be taking in much of the majestic North Welsh countryside and indeed coast, if the description of this route is to be believed. And I invite you to keep your eyes peeled for anything that resembles the coast. I'm about to speed. No, I'm not. Anyway, it's quite a damp day, as I'm sure you've noticed, and therefore I advise you just to take it easy as you move through the train, assuming you can move through the train, as the floor is likely to be slippery, and given that this is hardly the most plush of vehicles, we haven't got any carpet. So we're coming up on our first stop here, which will be Llandudno. Platform fans, we're coming in platform 1, the finest of all Llandudno's platforms, I've always felt. Anyway, I'll catch up with you along the route. Mind how you go. Good, I think that went well. Right, here we go. We're coming in. I'm not getting an awful lot of chance to appreciate the sights and the smells of the countryside at the moment, because I'm still making myself au fait with the controls such as they are. Anyway, here we go. What are we doing? 23. Oh, I can slow from. That's coastline. That's definitely that's like a bay of some description. Oh, we might have to do an extended stop here. I'll go crabbing off the sea wall. Here we go. Slow it down. That arguably is too much. No, it's not enough slowing down. Slow it all the way down. That's it. I didn't mean to use the emergency brake. That was excessive. Apologies, passengers. I leant on the brakes a little bit too hard. Anyway, let's see if anybody wants to get off. Anyone? But it's lovely. I hear you can buy some magnificent cockles. Anyway, well, look at that. You know, you've got a bit of a marina going on over there. This is clearly water, as is the wet stuff coming from the sky. A bit of a car park, and there's an information board, which I'm on the wrong side of the train. If I was on the other side of the train, we could go and read it. Timeliness penalty minus 1,000 points, which basically means that at this point I am not going to land a high score. Anyway, let's turn off the emergency brake here. Off. No, there we go. See, it only sounds smooth if you say off in a funny voice. if you nail it first time. Otherwise, you just sound like a Burke. Right, okay, off we go. So the next stop we have is Llandudno Junction, platform 1. And we'll get there in 4 minutes. My gosh, this is a stopping service, isn't it? Well, that's going to keep us all entertained. And I would hope that at some point I actually manage to stick the arrival pretty well. Anyway, given that we've got a mile and a bit to go, let's do a quick scenic fly past. There we go. Let's kill that off. I hope I can find the button to turn it back on again. Scenic fly past. Wales in the rain, as it was meant to be. Beautiful. A bit of a wiggle there. It's nice. Beautiful shot of the roof. And off we trot. This is nice. I like it. Well, we'll take in some more sights and sounds as we press on. Let's turn the assistant back on. We don't need the full assistant. Partial should do the trick. 31 of 50, but I will want to be slowing down presently. But we'll rip it a little bit more for now. We're going to take another big fat timeliness penalty at the next stop. That's pretty much a given. In fact, we've got to slow to 20 in a third of a mile, so let's ease off on the throttle there. And this time, what we shall aim to do is not use the emergency brake. Possibly ought to be slowing down. Yeah. There we go. Step 2 is maybe a bit strong. Actually, it's not going to be strong enough unless we get the speed down. Get the speed down. Ah, we've got it. We've got it. It's all good. Everybody can stop panicking. I've got this. Go on. Now. There you are. Perfect. Right, you go for release. And we'll just roll it through here. Look at that. 17 miles per hour in a 20. Bosh. Obeying the law. Right. Do we have to slow to 15? Crumbs, this is quite an aggressive bit of junction, isn't it? You know what? I'd quite like to keep my head up for some of this. So let's not use. Oh, you've taken it out of gear, you pillock. No, that takes it out of gear as well. Why does everything take it out of gear? Surely only one button should be allowed to do that. Everybody wanting to take it out of gear is just wrong. And clearly my familiarity with the buttons is not sufficient. We're going to put it back in gear. Put it back in. Oh, crikey. Alright, put the brake on. In fact, what you need to do is you put the brake in full service, and then you give it a little bit of throttle to build up something or other, and then you can stick it. No. Hit the reset. Nope. Maybe you don't give it any throttle at all. Nope. Well, I'm fairly certain I had the throttle on last time. Maybe we only go for like a step 1 bit of braking, bit of throttle, give it a chance to build up something or other, and then no. Please put the train in first gear. Oh, what am I doing wrong? I'll get there as soon as I figure this out. What we will have is a system, because I'm going to memorize where everything is. Take that down to nothing again. Come on. Keep pressing the reset button, because that's been working well for you so far. This is a disaster. I should start playing this again, despite the fact that we've had 3 goes, and we've only just got this working. You are acting like a right Charlie. And that's going to irritate all of the train fans out. The engine's turned itself off. It's not making train noises. Right, where's on? So here we are on my second attempt. I had initially intended just to redo the whole thing, but I was informed by my agent that actually watching me make a complete hash of things is apparently what people turn up for. So there you go. Anyway, to explain exactly what I'd done wrong, I turned the train off. That was the error that I'd made there. I'd found the power button and I'd turned the train off, which, as you can imagine, was not conducive to getting it started. I'm losing all the points here. was not conducive to me completing the re-enablement of the train. I've stopped a little bit prematurely here by about a third of a mile. It's only because this particular corner only allows you to do 15 miles an hour, which is frankly punitive in these days of high-speed trains to be driving quite so slowly. Anyway, right, let's power off. Let's just leave it rolling, because while we're rolling into the station here, which is going to take us the next 45 minutes or so, I wanted to show you the outside of the train, but this ruddy bridge is in the way. Because here's something else that I observed upon my my secondary attempt there, was I've got slightly longer train than I had initially anticipated. I thought I was driving a 2 or maybe a 4, but it's an 8, or is it? No, it's a 6. Either way, I was parking in a method that made my passengers panic somewhat, thinking that they weren't going to get the chance to actually get off the train. So we're gonna make full use of this platform, and I know whatever it is you're telling me, and we'll allow them plenty of time to get off. Anyway.
Hello, passengers. This is your captain speaking. We're now coming into Llandudno Junction. I hope you enjoyed the opportunity you were presented earlier to get a spot of crabbing in, and I hope you bought yourself a lovely souvenir from the dockside. I recommend it. Keeps the local tradesfolk in business, frankly. Anyway, I've opened the doors. Get off the train.
So, you know, despite the fact that everybody's on and off already, and that we're late, we've still got to hang around long enough for the doors to rebuild their turbo boost sufficient that they can close again. There it is. Right, let's get out of here. What should we do first? Well, we're in gear. That makes a change. Let's give it some cheese, and then off with the slowing down buttons. There you are. Full cheese. Let's go. Come on, get it moving. Now, we can only do 25 here, and then we could do a mighty 45, which is really going to put this class 158, I'm going to say, but I might be wrong about that, through its paces. I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what the beast can do when it's able to stretch its legs. Anyway, let's just ease that off. If I can avoid getting any more points penalties than are absolutely necessary, that would be majestic. Anyway, we're supposed to arrive at Colwyn Bay, which is one I know how to pronounce, at 7:03 and 15 seconds. We're currently slated for 7:03 and 42 seconds. I like the sounds of that. I'm going to crank this sucker up now, because we're going to try and claw that time back again, if at all possible. In fact, come on, put it in 7th, which is the speediest of all gears. It's not a gear, strictly speaking. It's a power level, as I'm sure several of you will have already started typing in the comments. Or maybe you won't. Maybe you're 3/4 of the way through the essay regarding my having turned the engine off. Either way, do stick with it. It's not going to get any better, but there you are. Right, Colwyn Bay coming up on in about 3 minutes, and we're allowed to do 85 MO. Right, I'm going to rip this up, and we're going to watch some flybys. Here we go. Strap in. This is going to be the stuff. No, that's too much materials there. I only appear to have one headlight on. I think I may have misattuned the headlight switch there, but you never know. Anyway, I hope that wasn't all of the coastal there is to see, because I was quite impressed with that. But we appear to be out in the leafy countryside, as we were when we went from Crewe to wherever the hell we went to last time. To Chester, that's where we went last time. It was great. Everybody loved it. Here we go. This one's going to be a good one. I've definitely got the headlights on wrong. It's like I've got double bright on one side. We ought to go and have a look and see what sort of speed we're doing. Turn the materials back on here. I've only blown another 2 seconds off my ETA. That's acceptable. We've got 3 minutes to go. Where else should we go and sit? Let's go and kick it with the customers. Oh, we have got carpet. I was wrong. Him mourning the loss of his faithful dog, who ran away in a field like this one. Forever will he gaze from the train window, lamenting his faithful hound. Who else have we got on board? Madam Headband there. Hillary Clinton hair. And I haven't got an owl head. See, I've driven on some of these. Look, transit van. I've ridden on some of these where you get an owl head that allows you to basically, you know, rotate. Anyway, we've got a change of speed limit coming up. We have clawed back 6 seconds from last time we calculated. I wonder if it thinks we're supposed to be slowing down or some such. We've still got a couple of minutes, and this 75, I mean, we're only doing 76 now. This is great. We're motoring. If I can get in ahead of schedule, I want all the bonus points to offset the points that I've lost so far. All right. So we're gonna absolutely cane it down here and see what, obviously obeying the speed limit, and see where that gets us. Right. Let's ease off on the speedo there. We're going to need to slow it some. Slow it a fair bit, if you wouldn't mind. Don't lose me point. Oh, I've lost a few points, but not many. Right, undo that. That's it. Keep going, keep going. Up the tempo. That's it. Don't lose it. We're now ahead of schedule. We're ahead of schedule. This is very exciting. Right, how far have we got to go? Oh, crumbs. Hit the brakes. Or we're going to overshoot. And when you overshoot, you instantly fail the mission. Looks likely. I could emergency brake it, but somehow I don't think it's going to... We've overshot. We've overshot by a bit there. Yeah. Oh, I was so excited about having beaten the time. What do you mean task failed? Oh, don't make me start the whole thing again.